So I have kind of a weird work schedule where 2 nights of the week, and it's about to be 3, my work schedule is about to change again, but right now 2 nights of the week I get home a little extra late. 1 day of the week I only work in the morning, and then the other 2 days a week I get home like normal late. But despite having a few late nights a week and, you know, pretty late-ish nights those other 2 nights a week, I still manage to get dinner on the table for my family at home, eating at home 7 nights a week, most weeks of the year. You know, we do occasionally go out. We're normal. I'm human. Sometimes I don't want to cook. Sometimes I get sick. But these are the things that help me save money on groceries, eat dinner at home super frequently, even as a busy working mom of a toddler. So I have a whole video about my SURE method for saving on groceries. So I'm just going to go over it real quick, and I'll put the link in the description for you to watch that video. But that is an acronym. So the word SURE, like sure thing. This is my sure thing way to save money on groceries. S is shopping your kitchen first. U is using things up. So not just what's in your kitchen, not just shopping your kitchen, but using things up on your meal plan. So I talk about this in a short. Actually, I wonder if I can link shorts. If I can link shorts, I'll link my short talking about, this is a tongue twister. I will link my short talking about this also in the description. But U is using it up. So if I meal plan something with 1 ingredient that I'm only going to use a portion of, I then plan at least one other meal using up that same ingredient. So I'm buying fewer groceries. Seem to be having trouble. All right, let's see if I can get through all the S's in this video. So sure thing, shop your kitchen, use up the ingredients you're grocery shopping for. R, remember your calendar. That means plan super easy meals on really late or busy nights, or plan for nights out. And then E is keep it, E is simple as easy. E stands for easy. So make your meals easy. I don't remember what I actually said now, and I literally only wrote SURE method in my notes. E means easy. I don't remember how I phrased it, but keep your meals easy and simple. When they're simpler, the more simple they are, the cheaper they're going to be automatically. And then when they're easier, you're more likely to cook them and not throw in the towel and go out to eat. Another way to save money on groceries and ensure you cook more, and I'm working on doing this more, is cook once, eat twice recipes. So making a large batch of something, and I typically choose to do a component of a meal, like I'll make a big batch of shredded chicken, ground taco meat, meatballs, something like that, and use it more than once, but in different ways to not get bored of it. You can make components of dinners, or you can just double an entire recipe and eat that more than once a week. It doesn't have to be days back to back either. You can make something on Tuesday, double it, and eat it again on Thursday if you've got like baseball games or scouts or whatever's going on. It doesn't have to be back to back. Or just find different creative ways to eat it. Have tacos one night, taco bowls another night. Like I said, making those components of meals can work too. And also, like I said, this is something I am working on being better at myself. I'm also working on, like, I want to call it a program. That sounds dramatic and intense, and I don't want to make a program that's intense. But I'm working on a new product that I'm calling the mini prep method, because that's what I'm doing. I am doing mini preps, not major meal preps. So not a huge batch of freezer meals, things like that, but prepping things like veggies, sauces, the meat components like taco meat, things like that, and using them in meals throughout the week to make those weeknights faster and easier to get dinner on the table and avoid going out to dinner. I also talked about in another video how we travel on a budget, about how we've got a lot of expenses this year. We've got some really expensive trips that are for weddings, so like out of our control, and they're back to back. And unfortunately, I have a job. I'm an independent contractor. When I don't work, I don't get paid. So I don't have PTO. Paid time off, what is that? Wow, that sounds amazing. I don't have that. So to travel often, I have to live cheap. That is just a necessity. And so keeping this grocery budget low, food is the most easily controlled expense. Believe it or not, I'm sure it does not seem that way. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you're struggling with that. I will show you how it really is the easiest to save on. So, SURE method for saving on groceries: cook once, eat twice, and then stick to the basics. So keep things simple. All right, you don't have to make elaborate dinners. You don't have to have elaborate fancy ingredients. I will, if I'm on Pinterest and I'm like, ooh, that recipe looks really good, I'll go look at the ingredients. If there is something I don't typically buy, if there's an ingredient where I'm like, I know I'm gonna buy that and use it for this one recipe and never use it again, I'm not gonna cook that recipe. I'm not even gonna save it on Pinterest. I'm not even gonna tip myself by putting it into my recipe board. I'm just gonna nix it. I'll order something like that at a restaurant. I only cook things at home that are from pretty standard ingredients. And you know, my standard may be different than your standard. Perhaps you do use an ingredient I wouldn't use frequently. Perhaps something is your favorite recipe ever and it calls for a specialty ingredient and you will use it up. Okay, that's fine. You do you, right? Like this is gonna be different for everyone. But keep in mind, the more you buy, the more you spend. So keep your recipes set to like, it's kind of like a 40 item wardrobe, something like that, like a capsule, capsule wardrobe. It's like that. I don't necessarily do capsule meal planning. That is a thing where you just buy, you keep your ingredients stocked all the time and you don't meal plan. You just cook from those. But I meal plan. I just still stick to pretty basic ingredients. If you need clarification on that, leave me a comment and I'll try and explain a little bit more. I may even do a whole video on how to stick to the basics but not eat boring meals. Actually, that sounds like a good video idea. Let me know. Does that sound like a good video idea? Because I think I'm pretty good at that. We definitely eat delicious, not boring, not repetitive meals, but I also save a lot of money on groceries. So if that's something you need help with, let me know and I'll make a whole video just about that. So sticking to the basics, don't buy any extraneous ingredients that you're not going to use up. Another thing that really gets people when it comes to their grocery budget is treats. So I talk about, what video was it? I don't remember. I'll look and I'll link it in the description. But in one of my videos, I talk about how empty calorie snacks are really wasting you money. So things like potato chips, cookies, especially like Little Debbie snack cakes. I know they're delicious. I love Swiss cake rolls from Little Debbie, okay? Those things are so good. Do they make me not hungry? No. Do they satisfy my sweet craving? Yes. But am I gonna be hungry after I eat them? Also yes. So those are money and calorie suckers. Like they don't satisfy hunger and you spent money on them. And usually a lot more money than on something that would be filling. Like a serving of yogurt is going to be a lot cheaper than eating enough Little Debbie snack cakes to not feel hungry. And also, like, we all know you will feel terrible if you eat a bunch of Little Debbie snack cakes and not something filling, right? So keep that in mind. And what I do is I typically pick a treat for the week. Or when I meal plan and grocery shop for 2 weeks, I'll buy a couple of things. And when it's gone, it's gone. All right, so I do love me some hot Cheetos. I call them naughty chips. And I love them and they're delicious. And I save them as like a treat for during nap time because also my daughter would beg for them. So that naturally limits the treats, right? Having a toddler that begs for your food will also limit how much treats you buy. But keeping those waste of money snacks, not ingredients, keeping those waste of money snacks, those prepackaged snacks, those empty foods that don't fill you up, keeping them to a minimum will save you so much money. My husband is a work in progress on this. And I tell him this all the time. He'll like grab a bag of chips and I'm like, you said you were hungry. That's not gonna make you not hungry. Pair it with something else. Make a sandwich and have some chips on the side. But you are wasting money on those empty foods that don't fill you up. Also, along the line of snacks, keep the options limited. You don't need a home edit pantry that's rainbow and every bin has 95 protein bars in it because it looks nice. Okay? You don't need that. You don't need 15 options for granola and snack bars and trail mix and bags of chips, even the healthy ones. You don't need like the, whatever they're called, like the like Pirate's Booty and the pop, what is it called? I don't buy it, so I don't remember what it's called, like the healthy popcorn. You don't need 25 snack options. I know if you have kids, you're like, yes, I do. You really don't. You really don't. Again, pick treats for the week, but also pick like the more substantial, hearty snacks that actually fill you up. You can have more of those, like 1 treat a week, 3 to 5 snacks a week. But again, you don't need a full TV-worthy pantry. Are you on TV? Nope. Then you don't need that, okay? When you fill your pantry to the brim, when it's always stocked, you're literally spending money just to store things. So think about it that way. If you are never dwindling down your supply of food, also, so sidebar, I mentioned when I'm an independent contractor, my independent contractor job, I am a children's mental health therapist. And I can tell you professionally and with much confidence that too many options is not good for your kids. If you only give them 3 to 5 options for snacks, they're not going to come to you and say, well, they're probably still going to do this till they get used to it. The whole, there's nothing to eat. There's too many options, okay? I know you're probably like, I don't believe you. Give it a try. Limit things, don't restock. Oh my gosh, the restock videos on the internet, don't even get me started. Don't restock your snacks until you have truly dwindled your supply of snacks, okay? If something is gone, but there's different options of a similar type of thing, don't buy more. Don't do it, okay? Which brings me to empty your kitchen before you fill it again. If you were watching this video, you were trying to save money on groceries. I may be saying things that you don't want to hear, but if you want to save money on groceries, this is what you got to do. Your supply in your kitchen does have to come down. You do have to eat the food you have if you want to save money on groceries. When you go buy more things, when you have things, you're spending money on things, okay? When you buy ingredients and you're not using them, you're literally throwing away money. I don't care if it stays in your pantry for 2 years and you eventually use it. Right now, you're wasting it. If you are not cooking things that you already have, you're going to the store and wasting a ton of money. Shop your kitchen, then meal plan and grocery shop. I have multiple videos on how to shop your kitchen, how to not get bored of these foods. Again, I can do a whole video specifically on how not to get bored while cooking similar things. And when you shop your kitchen, you will buy fewer items, and buying fewer things is the top way to save money on groceries. You can buy filet mignon and you can still save money on groceries if you buy fewer things, okay? Like, I can tell you cheap ingredients all day long, but if you are constantly buying over and over the same cheap ingredients, you're still going to be buying, or rather, you're still going to be spending a ton of money unnecessarily. If you are like a doomsday prepper, this may not apply to you. If you're not a doomsday prepper, your kitchen doesn't need to look like you're a doomsday prepper. If your pantry is so full, it looks like you could survive an apocalypse, you're not saving money on groceries. But you could be. You could probably eat from that pantry for weeks without stepping foot in a grocery store. All right. And then my last tip to save money on groceries, even as a busy mom, is that your freezer is your best friend. So I know we've all heard of freezer meals, right? Like that horse has been beat. That dead horse has been talked about over and over again. But like I referenced earlier in this video, what I like to do is prep components of things. So your freezer is not only your best friend for freezer meals, like the obvious, but you can freeze components of things. If you do make tacos one night, double the taco meat you make, throw some taco meat into the freezer. You don't even have to have a plan for it yet. If you shop your kitchen later on when you're meal planning, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have taco meat. We have a really busy weeknight we have a really busy night this week. We can use that taco meat and I only have to buy the toppings and things. And when you buy bulk meat, you also save money. So buying things in bulk, freezing them cooked or uncooked saves you money. What am I trying to say? Prepping components and freezing them saves you money. And like I referenced before, I also like to do semi-homemade. Was that in this video? Did I reference this? Did I talk about semi-homemade meals? Yes. I'm losing my mind. This is the second video I'm recording today and they're blending together in my brain evidently. Anywho, semi-homemade meals. When you have pre-made ingredients that you maybe bought, you didn't prep yourself, it still saves you time and money because eating at home is cheaper than eating out, and I count that. So you may calculate your food budget as like eating out and eating at home, but you're saving money overall. Like even if you're spending less on groceries because you're going out to eat, you're spending a lot more money, right? So my goal is to not only help you save money on groceries, but you might actually be buying more groceries, but you're saving more by not going out. You see what I'm saying? When you eat at home, you save a lot of money, and I want you to buy more groceries by buying fewer groceries and saving money. Am I making any sense? So I want you to eat the same amount of meals with less money and buy fewer groceries even while eating more meals at home. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say and help you do. So freezer is your best friend. You can buy pre-made things that stay in your freezer, or they might be in the pantry, things like prepared sauces and whatnot. You can prep components yourself, small components of meals so they're not so overwhelming like a huge freezer prep session, or you can do huge freezer prep sessions. Okay, so those are my major tips for saving money on groceries and eating dinner at home, avoiding the drive-through, avoiding takeout, even as a busy working mama, right? If I can do it, you can do it too. Believe me. So if you found these tips helpful, or like I said, if you need any clarification, please drop me a comment. I can make entire videos on singular tips from this video. I can expand on them in a video. Like I said, I do have a method on my a video on my Sure method for saving on groceries. Yeah, and if you find these tips helpful and you want more tips to eat dinner at home more while still spending less on groceries, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And I will see you next time in my budget.